Consulting is a career path that demands problem-solving, strategic thinking, and strong interpersonal skills. When companies hire consultants, they aren't just looking for expertise in a specific field. They want professionals who can analyze complex problems, provide actionable solutions, and communicate them clearly. That's why consultant interviews often cover a wide range of areas, from technical knowledge and case studies to soft skills such as leadership, communication, and adaptability. Whether you're interviewing with a top consulting firm or for an internal consulting role within a company, the interview is designed to test not just what you know, but also how you think. Expect to be challenged with scenario-based questions, problem-solving exercises, and inquiries about your past experience. This is your chance to demonstrate both your analytical approach and your ability to work with clients effectively. Let's dive into common consultant interview questions, along with sample answers and practical tips to help you prepare with confidence. Question 1. Why do you want to work as a consultant? Answer: I want to work as a consultant because I enjoy solving complex problems and making a direct impact on businesses. Consulting offers the opportunity to work across different industries, which means continuous learning and professional growth. I'm drawn to the dynamic nature of the role, where I can apply my analytical skills, collaborate with diverse teams, and help organizations achieve measurable results. Tip: highlight curiosity, problem-solving ability, and desire for variety, qualities valued in consulting. Question 2. What skills make you a strong consultant? Answer: my strengths include analytical thinking, clear communication, and adaptability. For instance, in my last project, I analyzed client data to identify inefficiencies, then presented a solution that saved them 15% in operational costs. Beyond problem solving, I make sure my recommendations are practical and easy for clients to implement. This balance of insight and execution makes me effective as a consultant. Tip: balance hard skills like analysis with soft skills like communication. Both are equally important. Question 3. How do you handle working with difficult clients? Answer: in one engagement, a client was resistant to change because of concerns about cost. Instead of pushing harder, I listened carefully to their concerns, acknowledged the risks, and presented a phased implementation plan that minimized disruption. Once they saw I understood their perspective, they became more open to the solution. Building trust and empathy is key when dealing with resistance. Tip: show emotional intelligence. Employers want consultants who manage client relationships gracefully. Question 4. Can you describe a time you solved a complex business problem? Answer: while working with a retail client, we noticed declining sales despite high foot traffic. After analyzing customer data, we discovered issues with product placement and checkout delays. I recommended redesigning the store layout and introducing self-checkout systems. Within 6 months, sales improved significantly. This experience showed me how a data-driven approach can solve complex problems effectively. Tip: use the STAR method, situation, task, action, result, for structured storytelling. Question 5. How do you prioritize tasks when working on multiple projects? Answer: I use a structured approach to prioritize. First, I assess which tasks have the highest impact on client outcomes. Then I consider deadlines and dependencies. For example, during a recent engagement, I balanced 3 client projects by creating a clear timeline and checking in with each team regularly. This ensured progress across all projects without missing deadlines. Tip: consultants often juggle multiple clients. Show your ability to stay organized under pressure. Question 6. What would you do if your analysis suggests a solution that the client disagrees with? Answer: I would present the data and explain the reasoning behind my recommendation clearly, while also listening to the client's concerns. If their objections are valid, I'd adapt my solution accordingly. Consulting is about partnership, not forcing ideas. The goal is to create a solution that's both effective and acceptable to the client. Tip: show that you balance conviction with flexibility. Being rigid is just as bad as being indecisive. Question 7. How do you ensure your recommendations are implemented successfully? Answer: I make sure my recommendations are realistic and tailored to the client's capabilities. For example, After advising a client on improving their supply chain, I provided a step-by-step roadmap with achievable milestones. I also offered ongoing support to help their team adopt the changes. Implementation is just as important as the recommendation itself. Tip: clients value actionable advice. Show you're focused on execution, not just theory. Question 8. Describe your experience working in teams. Answer: I've worked in diverse teams, often with colleagues from different disciplines. In one consulting project, I collaborated with finance, IT, and operations specialists. By encouraging open communication and assigning clear responsibilities, we were able to deliver an integrated solution. Teamwork is essential in consulting, and I actively contribute while respecting others' expertise. Tip: show collaboration. Consulting projects are rarely solo work. Question 9. How do you stay updated on industry trends? Answer: I regularly read industry publications, attend webinars, and follow thought leaders in consulting and specific industries I work in. For example, when advising a healthcare client, I research the latest regulations and technology trends. Staying updated ensures my recommendations are relevant and forward-thinking. Tip: show that you're a continuous learner. Clients expect consultants to bring fresh insights. Question 10. Tell me about a time you had to deliver bad news to a client. Answer: I once had to tell a client that their project costs would exceed the original budget due to supply chain disruptions. I prepared thoroughly, presented the data transparently, and proposed cost-saving alternatives to offset the increase. Although the client was initially disappointed, they appreciated the honesty and the solutions I offered. Tip: employers value transparency and tact. Don't shy away from tough conversations. Question 11. What strategies do you use for effective client communication? Answer: I believe in clarity and consistency. I provide regular updates, use visuals to explain data, and check for understanding during meetings. For instance, I once turned a complex financial analysis into simple charts, which helped a client's leadership team make faster decisions. Effective communication builds trust and ensures alignment. Tip: show how you simplify complexity, an essential skill for consultants. Question 12. How do you approach a new industry or client you're unfamiliar with? Answer: I begin with thorough research, reviewing industry reports, and speaking to subject matter experts. When I worked with an energy client, I immersed myself in learning about regulations and emerging technologies. By asking smart questions and listening closely, I was able to gain credibility quickly and deliver valuable insights. Tip: show adaptability and curiosity. Consulting often requires quick learning. Question 13. Where do you see yourself in 5 years as a consultant? Answer: in 5 years, I see myself leading consulting projects, mentoring junior consultants, and building strong client relationships. I aim to specialize further in strategy consulting while also expanding into leadership responsibilities. My long-term goal is to be recognized not just for delivering results, but also for shaping strong client partnerships. Tip: show ambition, but align it with the firm's growth opportunities. Question 14. Why should we hire you as our consultant? Answer: you should hire me because I bring a strong mix of analytical ability, business insight, and communication skills. I don't just provide recommendations, I ensure they are practical and implemented successfully. My experience across industries has taught me how to adapt quickly, build trust with clients, and deliver measurable results. I am confident I can add value to your consulting team. Tip: this is your closing pitch. Be confident, concise, and client-focused. Closing thoughts. A consultant interview is not just about proving your knowledge, it's about showing how you think, how you communicate, and how you collaborate. Employers want consultants who bring fresh ideas but also know how to adapt to client needs. The best way to prepare is to practice case studies, reflect on past experiences, and sharpen your storytelling. Remember, consulting is about impact. If you can demonstrate that you analyze effectively, communicate clearly, and build strong client relationships, you'll stand out as a strong candidate. Walk into your interview with confidence, show authenticity, and focus on value creation. That's what makes a great consultant.